That was anticlimactic.
Hi, welcome back to the Horizon podcast, and this is our second Meredith Monday. And this time, I picked a topic, and I found a subreddit, and basically, it's things that are considered classy if you have a lot of money, but trashy if maybe you don't have a lot of money.
Example would be let's see, I think like living in a hotel. That's like a funny one.
That was literally the first one I saw on here.
I don't know many rich people that live in hotels.
Yep. It's funny.
I'm sure they own
seen Schitt's Creek?
Living in a hotel. Talking about living in a hotel, that actually reminds me of a bad experience I had in a hotel once. I know this is kind of off topic, but I mean it relates to living in a hotel. I was in this hotel in Sandestin, Florida. We had never stayed here before. The amount of cockroaches in the hotel, there were cockroaches in the shower, dead cockroaches in the coffee maker, a cockroach inside the oven timer. And we found out they never cleaned the hotel room because a guy had been living in there for months.
But
and they
if
just
you were
never cleaned
richer,
it.
would you have appreciated that more?
Would you have lived there if you were rich?
No, if it was cockroach infested, no.
Okay, but there's some with like, I had a friend growing up, and they had a little bit of money, and she would take me on their vacations. And these hotel rooms were literally the whole, like half the floor. Like, it was basically like a penthouse. And I mean, yeah, like people definitely would live in those at times.
So I'll make sure I'm getting this right. So it's like something rich people have, but this is just so weird, wordly, just weird. But if you give it to a poor person, they'd be like, "This sucks."
Yeah,
gotcha.
Oh,
Roomba.
Or like, okay, but one, okay,
Straight to the point,
but
Roomba.
what I had was like having like one of these is like the most expensive thing you own is an old car.
Well, I mean, he's got a vintage '90s car. Like,
it's not. Don't do that to me. I feel not rich when I drive that car. This same subreddit says having a big party to ask all your friends for money. I think that's kind of funny.
That is
like a
funny.
baby
Just
shower.
like fundraisers and baby showers and
fun.
stuff.
I was like, what does that even
Or
mean?
like-
One of them.
We're having a party at my place. Everyone owes me $50 though.
Right.
Hey, there you
It's just a
go.
philanthropy party.
One of them says getting money from the government.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
That's so accurate.
Yes.
one's a big loan.
That's what I mean, but some of these are wrong. But like,
I mean, it's kind of fair though, because like
There's the expensive car one.
when a corporation borrows money, it's just like it's a contract, but
well, they can write it off.
Not having a job.
that's not a good one.
That,
But I mean,
that used
for
to be
that
me
one, though,
until
it's-
recently.
But if you're rich and you don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
a
that's
job,
right.
you're the most successful.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think a funny one's like having
But
your.
also, if you're poor and you don't have a job, that's your fault.
That's actually a good thing to point out
I
right there.
mean,
He said it.
hey, I mean, I don't
Press
know.
conference.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the best way to say it, but like.
Oh,
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to
if
say.
you were well able.
But I mean, also at the flip side, a lot of wealthy people that aren't working might have not have worked all the way to the top to get to that position. So
My
there's just
dad worked
nepotism and
very
stuff like
hard,
that.
so I can inherit $25 million.
Right.
Like you.
hey, here's
I
one.
mean, it's just a double-edged
Oh, sorry.
sword.
You all finish? Oh, are you all done?
Go ahead, man.
Wearing hoodies, sweats, gym wear to work, especially in tech.
I don't
that's
get
a
that
good
one.
No, I get it.
Like,
Like some people.
If you see a poor person
Hoodies are
wearing
trashy.
sweats, you would say, "Oh, that's disgusting."
Okay,
Yeah.
if you're
That
walking
my
into a
job,
corporate
man.
office.
Come on.
but then you go into like Silicon Valley and there's like guys that are in like
You're
hoodies
disgusting.
and like,
Right,
Mm.
like
and they're
you're
like, oh, okay, that dude's cool.
See,
But
the
then you're
way
like, oh,
people
look at
should-
this bum. And
Exactly.
See, the way
sweats
people
and a
should see it
hoodie.
is people should just see hoodies as casual wear.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I mean, yeah.
I wear
that's
hoodies-
why
I
this-
wear a
no,
hoodie-
but
You
that's
two are
why
both
this
hoodies.
I wear
subreddit's
hoodies every
interesting.
day.
I'm pretty sure I've wore this hoodie in every episode of this podcast this semester.
You don't
Honestly,
change your
same.
hoodie at all?
No.
Oh, do you even wash that thing?
Of course.
Okay, just gotta make sure.
One of these-
Doing your laundry.
Hey,
doing your own laundry.
Doing your
Hey.
own. Yeah.
Oh, I saw one that
I think a
it's
poor
kind of
person would
deep.
thrive.
I think that's just
under
like,
that. You just
I
have a
don't know, I
guy.
just feel like doing your own laundry is just like a good habit building thing. I don't know.
I don't do my own laundry.
you
This
don't.
one says day
My mom
drinking.
won't let me actually.
She won't
No, I
let
saw
you?
that one.
Day drinking.
Do you all?
It's
Yeah.
classy
Yeah.
if you're rich.
Sure.
Well, like by
Trashy
the
if you're
pool.
Or,
but
or
if
like
you're-
I
a
got one
like
for
a
the
business
Here, if you want to scroll through that.
like a business meeting or stuff like that. Because I mean, obviously, it's not like the 50s and 60s anymore. You know, it's not like it's not Mad Men. You're not walking into an office and drinking a scotch while you're having like a business meeting or something like that. But
Caviar.
unfortunately,
Whoa.
This
This one,
rich
What?
people love it, and you tell like any
Oh,
other poor
yeah, that's
person,
true.
like,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah.
do you want fish eggs?" I think they'd be like, "No."
this one is
One-
calling out every fashion red carpet design
Oh,
show thing,
let's hear it.
award shows.
Oh yeah, I hate.
Mismatched, heavily patterned, brightly colored clothes.
That
Yes.
oh
Yeah. Those are
that is a
hideous.
big one. That's a big one.
Like the Met Gala.
I think
Yeah.
fashion in general, like
I
just
hate
like
fashion.
over the top fashion, just I mean,
You're
like-
kind of trashy if
just
you're
like go to
poor
good,
if you
just
do
like go to Goodwill and
over the top fat. Like
get yourself some. Good
when
Wait.
Jared Leto didn't he wear like a cat head
Yes.
to the Met Gala? It was kind of like,
No, was
where's Jared
Jaden,
Leto?
Jaden Smith?
That was
had
awesome.
a house.
Oh, yeah,
that
he
was
did.
awesome.
But then you have what Kanye's wife wore at the Grammys.
Or what she
I don't
didn't
care how
wear.
much
yeah,
money
what she
you have,
didn't
that
wear.
is-
That's what it is.
She's free though. She's free.
bless.
Lady
Yes.
Gaga comes in with a dress made out of 100 pigeons, and it's just like,
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's just like
She's like she can do
Throw
anything
some
she
bread.
wants.
who was the one that had the cheeseburger out? Was that Katy Perry?
Yeah, I think
Oh
I
so.
remember
no!
I was like, how do you even?
I'm gonna go to the Met Gala in like a 3-piece suit, but it's just made out of like McDonald's cheeseburger wrappers.
Dude, that's actually and like one Burger King. People are like, what is
Yeah.
that supposed to say?
Yeah, it's like a Burger King cummerbund. They're like, whoa.
You get Dairy Queen coupons on the collar.
Right.
One of these says having a wedding at your house.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I
get that.
I think it's cool.
No, I think
I
it's cool, but
I don't know if I want a
Oh,
wedding
but
in my
yeah,
house.
you got to think about the other side.
the comparing it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want a wedding at
If
my
you're
house.
poor and have a wedding at your house,
Okay,
it's like
is that bad?
no, I don't think so. But
I,
comparatively,
Go ahead.
I think trashy weddings are so funny. Like, have you seen them on
No,
TikTok?
they are.
Where,
I
like,
film
they'll, like,
weddings.
Hey, you gotta have experience.
I
in
film
this
weddings.
field.
they're
and I've
so
been to some-
funny though, because they're like playing like some Dan and Shay song on their
Oh,
phone
yes.
speaker.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
recording.
Yep.
Oh, it's so funny.
So you film weddings?
Yep.
Nice.
He's never invited, but he films well.
Yeah. I
So-
just film
so-
them from a distance.
So you're a wedding crasher.
Yeah.
You're a wedding crasher.
I don't get paid.
Oh, wait a
It
second.
just shows up in.
He just steals 2 of the gifts from the table and calls it his paycheck.
I like the one that just says Florida. Period.
Florida.
Period.
Oh,
I mean,
come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Just redneck California.
Oh, here's one. Buying fast food.
Stop.
Ah,
If I had $1
saw
million
that
This,
earlier,
this
and
one,
I was
this
like-
one says rich guy buys fast food. He's just like us. Poor guy buys fast food. He should really make better choices.
That's
I
fair.
get- yeah, I get that
I'll agree with
perspective,
that,
too.
Yeah.
It's almost like this is all perspective.
I mean,
what even
absolutely.
is rich? Like what?
It's
What's
a
the
construct.
Yeah.
What is the
Oh,
value of
yeah.
I
Well,
don't think you could put like
it?
a
Money would have no value if we just all agreed that it didn't have any value.
There you
Yeah. But there are definitely a lot of people that would
She loves
not
money.
like to
No,
use
I
it that
don't.
way. There are a lot of people with a lot of money that would tend to
gambling.
agree with that.
But it just like
I love gambling.
I don't. Some of these are just like
I'm getting on the gambling
Yeah.
topic again.
no.
When you're me, it's not cool, but when you're Michael Jordan, it's fine when you.
Yeah, some of these are just like yeah, no shit.
I think that's just more like
Ooh.
status of people versus celebrity than it is money.
This one
Yeah.
says large family gatherings.
Mm.
I just don't care about family.
You have to think about
gatherings.
both ends of the spectrum with anything because it's like I'm always thinking about one. It's like no, that would be really nice to have a big family gathering
You'd like a big
Mhm.
picnic.
if it wasn't like
Chaos.
chaos.
But I
Um,
guess we're reaching.
talking about
we're making up
chaos.
our own
Yeah.
scenarios in our head, but we went to the same thing, I guess.
My family gatherings are nothing but chaos.
Oh, the breed and
That's
treat
what makes
produce
them
like
fun.
rabbits. Are you
Exactly.
kidding me? There's
That's
like
what
8
makes them
kids on
Talking
the
about,
side.
like-
It's crazy.
If you want to get into a cake fight where you throw cake on each other's face, that would be my family gatherings.
This one says.
Can I go to your next family gathering?
Yeah, sure.
That sounds fun.
This
Yeah,
one
I'll
says police escorts.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh,
I saw.
I got a police escort
Did you have
once
something?
Me too.
Really?
in high school on the way
Wait, I
to
forgot.
You
state.
forgot.
Were you with me?
I got it.
I don't think so.
What were you doing?
It was,
I think that was
never
the
mind,
sport.
it was Joe. Yeah, it was Joe. It was calling like the state thing in Seymour, and like that. It wasn't like a driven thing, but they had police walk me in and out of the building.
That's cool.
And I was like, this is the stupidest thing. on
Right.
planet Earth.
That's cool. Well, you were important that day, so.
No, I wasn't because they did not walk us back. So
Oh.
don't die on the way there. But in the chaos of going rushing the field, who cares? You catch a stray shot.
My way home from the first time my team won state for cheer, we had like them actually like drive us back to
Oh, really?
school,
Dang.
like the whole way.
Hot shot.
Are we rich?
The only
Is this
time
what we
I
just
get a
learned?
police escort.
No.
Maybe someday.
It's when I leave the casino.
I got a police
Yeah, right.
escort, but they called it public urination. So
This one says cheating on your wife. If you're rich, it's a mistress and you're a big shot. If you're poor, it's a home wrecker and you're trashy.
Right.
Someone
know, I
said
just-
that.
I
on the
don't know.
internet.
It sucks
I-
either way.
no.
I think it's
Cheating-
absolutely right.
Cheating on your wife is just bad for
Yeah.
everyone.
It's bad in general.
But
But somebody said that on the internet.
Yeah, well, that person can
That's
go screw
crazy.
what are the
off.
replies on it though? There must be at least one guy who's like, actually,
They were all
Yeah,
deleted.
no, for real though, because like the whole Dave Grohl scenario, it's like,
what a legend,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
like, oh, but it's still Dave Grohl, and I'm like, guys, he
Oh.
literally cheated on his wife.
He made Everlong though.
Yeah, no.
going to any type of race. So I guess like car.
Like a
That's
Daytona
not true.
500 race.
No.
Horse races?
Street racing. You don't got.
Yeah,
to
I guess it's like the difference between like
The Olympics?
between like horse racing at like Keeneland.
Yeah, the
and,
high
like,
school
the
track meet,
Daytona
that's a race.
500.
Yeah, or like the Clarksville track over here.
Races
Yeah.
in general, no.
Yeah, me and him can race.
High school
right
track
now.
meets? Kinda.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking like cars. Like there's just levels to it.
Like the
Like
Indy
Like
Go to the
Speedway.
Indy 500.
Yeah.
like a drag race strip versus like Keeneland, like a
Yeah.
very prestigious like horse racing. Like, there's,
Yeah.
If you can meet Joey Logano, then you're rich.
Oh,
and
there
that's
you
like
go.
the race thing.
like the Derby, I guess, is a really great example.
Oh yeah, Derby, 100%
Mhm.
is another thing British people love. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I think she
And wear
had
the most
one
heinous
over-
outfits of all time.
She
You guys
has
got
one
some
over
over
here.
Yeah.
I was thinking disabilities
Yes.
because definitely
yeah.
represented in the media if you see like an actor or someone
Right.
and they're
Who
like
has
has dyslexia or
Well,
something like
yeah.
that and they're like, oh my gosh, they're such a hero for sharing their story. But if
You're
it's someone
colorblind. Bless your soul.
exactly,
but
and
if it's
like,
just like general population.
A lot
like,
more-
they'll be like, what is wrong with you?
Oh.
You're
It's
like
disgusting.
a lot
creature."
more
Trying to rack up
actors-
some medical debt.
A lot more
You
actors
can meet a
actually.
homeless guy in a wheelchair in 5 minutes, and then like on air, it wouldn't even matter.
A lot more actors actually have disabilities than you think they do. Like there a bunch of like I saw a TikTok thing that talked about a lot of actors that have disabilities.
Well, how severe is always my question.
Usually it's just like dyslexia or ADHD.
That's what I'm saying. Like I get it's like
Yeah.
a disability, but I would not rival that as to like
No.
physical.
Some of them do
disability.
have actual disabilities though. Like some of them have Tourette's, Parkinson's.
What was the movie Sebastian Stan did? Do you know what I'm talking about?
He's done quite a few.
He's in a lot of
Quite a
movies.
few.
Thank
You're gonna have to be a little more.
Yeah, Avengers. My bad. He did some movie and it actually like, features a guy with like whatever.
Oh, I know which one. I know what
Oh,
you're talking
no,
about.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh, the brand new one.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy that's
I can't
It's
think
like
of the
five
actor's
persons
name.
How- what's the-
something.
what's the best way to describe the other guy without being rude?
Yeah, I'm
He's
trying-
got like a facial.
Yeah,
It's a
there you go.
disfigurement. It's like
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
there
are we
you
talking
go.
about? Wonder?
No.
Yeah,
No,
that's
we're not
another
talking
good one,
about Wonder,
though.
but that's
That's another-
another.
It's in the same ballpark.
Okay.
Yeah.
100% it's in the same ballpark. They're saying, yeah, you're right. How you Google this is really wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
I don't know
looking
how
at-
to describe it without being rude and offensive.
Sebastian Stan movies and TV shows is what I'm searching.
It was called A Different Man. Is the name of the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, there you go.
Also going off of like, I guess, how the media portrays certain things. There's in Harrison County, the first job I worked at was a bakery, and we had not a local. What do you call it? A regular. Sorry,
There
that
you
he
go.
would always come in and he would get some of the same stuff. He always got a Sprite or a Pepsi as well. I could never understand what he was saying, and he had like, he looked homeless and he smelled
Just
horrible.
raggedy look on him.
But he made a shit ton of money for photographing for like sports and stuff. So he was really, really rich and known for it. But his physical appearance
no one
just,
knows.
but he gets a lot of respect for the money that he makes.
I have a coworker who like sold a restaurant and he's worth like millions. and I work at a Goodwill, so you just wouldn't think of it as like a guy
Yeah.
working with minimum wage, and he has like a red sports car in the parking lot. And it's like
Wow.
I always forget it every single time till he leaves. I'm like, oh, you know what, you do you, man.
As we go on, I'm just learning that money is totally stupid.
Yeah.
The guy's name was Adam Pearson,
Yeah,
and he
Adam
has
Pearson.
neurofibromatosis, which is a genetic disorder that gets benign tumors on his face.
Mhm.
That's what, and different man was the movie.
Cancers.
Hey, there you go.
Anyways.
Here's one that I just found on the Reddit thread: eating snails.
Yeah, I saw that
I would-
too.
I would put what,
Yeah.
Oh,
escargot.
sorry, I took it
That's-
from
No,
you.
it's okay. No, I mean it was like.
Oh.
Making that
I
right.
think a good one is like crazy baby names.
Oh my
Because,
Oh,
Yeah.
don't, because don't get me
yes.
wrong, I love Miss Trisha Paytas more than anyone in the world, but if I ran into some baby named Malibu Barbie, I'd say
Oh my god.
Malibu Barbie.
her first
Yes.
child is named Malibu Barbie. Absolutely, and I love her more
I
than
just
anything
think,
in the
like,
world, but if
the-
I ran into a kid,
I think
Hey,
we can do
Malibu.
a whole podcast episode just breaking down the absurdity that is celebrities in the 21st century and just
naming their
children.
kids.
Yeah, well, it's
There's
just
not
that,
a-
you know who Rydell Funk is? You know who Ross Lynch is?
Yeah.
His sister.
Austin
She named
Alligator.
her
Oh
babies
my gosh, yes.
Storm, Sweetie, Sugar.
Storm's cool.
So strip,
Yeah.
Storm's cool.
I would
and
like
then-
names.
Yeah, and then Super's one too. That's what I
Oh.
forgot.
Super.
Yeah, they're all like
Super.
named.
Well, there
after
is
that.
there was that
Super
whatever.
stupid.
There was this
Super
No,
TikTok.
Super Funk. Their last name's Funk.
Well, the Lynches have some
Sounds like a
funky
band.
names too.
Yeah, it's like Rydell,
Riker.
Riker,
That's a
Ryland,
Sugar
Yeah.
funk, super funk.
yeah, Sweetie
Yeah,
Funk.
Funk.
Yeah.
Super funk.
Sweetie.
Man, you're stinky. You got a super funk.
She's just like it's like a 70s band. It's all
little
Sweet
bit.
Funk is a
Right.
70s.
But people think it's like stage names, so she's not revealing
Yeah.
her kids'
Oh,
actual
it could be
names,
that.
which I could see.
It could be that.
but
We all know Nara Smith.
yeah.
Niall
Okay.
Smith.
Nara Smith. Okay. Well,
Nar, I don't.
Okay, well we do. She made
Nard.
this TikTok of her saying like these baby names that she didn't end up using. It was like Plum, Sugar Pop, like the
Oh,
most
no way.
outlandish names in the whole world. And it was like, no way you're being for real.
There
And
was
she posted
one
to the internet.
oh sorry.
Go ahead.
There was one video I was watching. It was talking about band names, and it got off topic at one point. It was talking about
There's
Uh,
band names.
oh yeah, there's band names in certain countries.
Oh,
That,
shit, I didn't know. There was-
Oh, band
Oh,
names.
yeah,
gotcha.
band. But they got off topic, and they're talking about how their friend worked in a hospital, and this woman named her two sons Orangelo and Lamangelo. But when you spell it, it's orange jello and lemon jello.
Hey, give anyone an opportunity, they'll do it. We had,
That's good. I like that.
Someone has to live with that for the rest of their life. That's someone's kid.
I had a friend in high school. She changed her name when she turned 18.
Is that real?
I'm pretty sure. And what I'm pretty sure it is because then one of my uncles brought it up to me later,
Orangelo.
like a few years later. So
Hey,
I'm
kicking
pretty sure
off
it
with
is.
Seahawks. It's Lamont.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, I
Ooh,
cannot.
having a lot of animals. I feel like that's a good one.
Oh
Yeah.
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 A lot.
Yeah, because it's like
What
owning a-
defines a lot?
I
okay.
also
Oh,
can't
wait.
think of many
having,
like rich
horses
people.
versus like a bunch of cats. you
I
know?
can't think of many rich
Yeah.
people that have
Well,
a crazy amount of animals as opposed to like one crazy animal.
horse like people
Like
that
Mike Tyson's
own-
say
Like Mike Tyson had a tiger.
I just say
Well,
people that like breed.
He didn't have
horses.
400
Yeah, or
cats.
like people who have like
Like
six
dog breeders.
dogs.
Yeah, specifically
Yeah.
like people that train like guard dogs and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
well,
then there's people that just like have like
and then there's
collect
like
dogs
crazy cat ladies,
like off the side of the road.
right?
Millie
They
Bobby
ripped down the
Brown.
wanted posters.
what were we saying?
Millie Bobby Brown raised a bunch of animals like in her house. She's got sheep, donkeys. She's got cows, horses,
Oh, the girl.
She doesn't live on a
just
farm.
normal
She's terrible.
domestic
names.
animals like cats and dogs.
Why would you
Um,
keep those in
and
your
she
house?
raised them in like a flat
Before or after Stranger Things?
after,
Why?
like
Why
during
would
So it's cool.
quarantine.
How much money?
I don't know.
did you
Joke.
make off that joke?
Oh, I get the
Yeah,
okay, got it.
it was the topic.
Yeah.
It was a joke, not the topic.
I
Why?
don't get
How?
it.
How can someone keep
It's
animals
cool
like that
'cause
in
she's
their
rich.
house?
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
She's been well.
This is a good comment.
Sorry,
Yes.
went over
It's
my
okay.
head.
Go
It's
ahead.
Monday.
Reading through this thread, I get the impression that when poor people try to intimidate rich people, it becomes trashy.
Say it again. Poor people try to
When
intimidate.
poor people try to intimidate rich people, it becomes trashy. Like whenever they do something that intimidates, it's just like whatever. That's
Okay, I
trashy.
read that backwards and I was like, what?
I feel like I'm
Like
following.
intimidates,
Like so they just
Give me an example.
like I don't,
What was the
so
thing?
like it intimidates and or like mimicking what they do or like threatening them.
well, like okay. Like whenever like
Like asking for
designer
better rights
handbags
for
start.
workers,
Like
or-
when designer handbags started coming out as like the dupes of so people who don't have thousands of dollars to drop on handbags could get their hands on one just because they liked how it looks. Rich people hated that because it
Like hated the
intimidated.
rich bag.
No, hated the knockoff because it intimidated the fact that they can look like me.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like they don't
I
want to be
gotcha.
on the same level.
God
I got
forbid.
They want.
Well,
to
they
stay
worked
up
hard.
there.
Let's
They
be-
worked hard to
I mean,
not
did
be.
they though, or was it just
I'm being
inherent?
facetious.
That's I read it
It's another
backwards.
I was going off of this. I'm sorry.
I thought what she said was backward. And do you remember what Barbara Bush said during Katrina and all that stuff?
No.
It was because after everyone lost all their homes during Katrina, she did some press conference, and I believe what she said was just buy new homes. I thought it was more stuff like that.
And then she was also started.
Where you put your home.
Oh,
Living in the country.
Yeah.
There, yeah, that's
Living in
that's a
the
big one.
Really cool if you're rich.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you just do a country accent?
Just a hillbilly if you're
Just when you find out you're a secret country star,
Who knows?
just whips out a banjo.
Oh,
Bing,
Could be
bing,
rich
bing,
tomorrow.
I
bing.
want to do it. All right.
Yeah. You said you could be rich tomorrow.
Go for it.
well, you know what?
If you steal it, I mean,
we all could be.
I can buy all the cake in the world.
There you go.
That's not a good one.
I just found another one. Having fake teeth.
Like veneers?
Right.
I
That's
think
a
so.
good one.
I have one fake tooth right here.
Yep, one of my uncles has a
One of my
fake
two
tooth.
front teeth got knocked out. This one's fake.
Really?
If you notice, this one's slightly longer.
It's longer, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you pointed it out.
Am I rich? I can't. I have to use that joke twice. This is where I find out.
I hate to say it, I'm never gonna unsee that now that one of your teeth is longer than the other one.
Yeah, thanks for the insecurity now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
I'll quit.
Oh, you should have missed it before. It was basically facing that way, so it's
Really?
it's
Oh.
80% better.
That's good.
I feel like trench coats are like that. Like
Mm.
if
big
someone
jackets.
poor is wearing a trench coat and you're like, oh, I feel so fancy.
Yeah.
But then the rich
they're-
guy's like,
School
you know,
down,
yeah.
Hmm.
One of these. This one says wearing hand-me-down clothes or furniture and house goods, pieces that have been handed down from generations.
I think that's cool no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, thrifting is just
I do
fun.
too.
Yeah, because
Unless your grandma died on the same couch.
But then there's
Yeah.
meaning to the
that's
couch.
different.
A dead corpse was on.
Ah.
A dead corpse.
Yeah, have you ever been to
Have you
Goodwill?
heard of Lysol wipes?
Yeah, I don't like something
Why?
It's the couch.
been touched
Like
by
the
other people.
couch?
That sounds really insensitive.
You
I
never
don't mean
Lysol
it that
is
way.
clean.
I'm just not a goodwill person.
You don't have Goodwill?
No.
I have ill will towards me.
Oh, man.
I walked into that one.
Are you attacking my place of business?
It's another joke.
In all the
I'm
ways to
just
try to rip you
joking.
off?
Wait, they do?
Oh, I can do an hour. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I'll be okay.
I'll protect you, Josh.
Some of these are on the line of not having money and being a bad person.
One of them said, "Yeah, I'm
Because
not-
this
that-
one says having police outside of your home, stationed outside of your home.
Mm.
No one
Like
has
for
that on the regular.
Talk-
security, I guess.
talking about
is
the
what
money-
they meant by that.
Talking about the money thing, one of them says trying to avoid paying taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in now.
Yes.
Tax
One of them's legal
evasion
loopholes, and the other one is a visit from the IRS.
as they kick in your teeth.
You lose your home.
And I'm going to take your house.
Hey,
And your
You,
first
Mr. Businessman,
and
you get a write-off.
and you've got to
Here's
go to work to pay for this,
$700,000.
But I'm going to take your car too.
Yes.
Ooh.
What else we got?
Here's another one on the money topic.
It was worth it.
Asking for money. When you're poor, it's begging. When you're rich, it's a fundraiser.
Yeah, I
I mean,
kind of said that
yeah.
with the parties.
In the wheelhouse of it.
It's like,
Mhm.
I don't know, just like business loans versus like food stamps, one of them is a lot more highly scrutinized than the other one. When one is a lot more necessary.
You
than
judge
the other
one and not the other that whole time.
Right. Some people need food.
I'm trying to think of my own example now.
One of these is like obviously like being driven around, so like not like you're not your own transportation.
I got
either
you. Like having
someone else
to
or
having
the
to borrow a
bus.
car. You're like, hey, I need a ride,
Or like
Yeah.
an
Your own
Uber.
Public transportation.
or a bus. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
I can give you 80 things for public transportation.
That's fair.
Dropping out of school.
Yeah, like how everyone's
Yeah.
like Zuckerberg
Yeah.
dropped out.
Well,
that's how
they
you do
weren't
it.
rich then.
Yeah, that's,
That's
Yeah.
a different conversation.
It only works after you become.
Yeah,
rich.
if you're
Yeah.
successful, you're remembered as the successful dropout.
Look
But
at
Mhm.
athletes. None of them finish school, and everyone like hypes that stuff up.
yeah.
Is that even is that allowed anymore?
I mean, sometimes they'll
Yeah.
like a lot of times they'll finish their degrees after their like professional careers.
Shaq
Oh
did.
yeah.
Like a really good example is J.R. Smith. He is a
He turned his whole life
yeah,
around,
he's an
basically.
NBA player.
Love J.R. Smith.
Went back to school, turned his life around. And he joined the golf team while he was there.
Really?
Yeah, and he's pretty good. He's
Period.
like a 40-year-old on a college
Oh.
golf team. It's pretty fun.
Love that.
And he's like a genius now.
Here, I just found another one. Having a romantic or sexual relationship with a massive age gap.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that's so
Period.
fair.
Because take Harrison Ford, for example. He's dating someone now who's way younger than him, I'm pretty sure. Married. Yeah.
Hugh Hefner was
Bill
on his
Belichick.
deathbed dating like a 30-year-old.
I mean, just
Wait,
like
what?
Yeah, Bill Belichick's dating like a 19-year-old.
Jimmy Page is
Yeah.
dating like a 19-year-old too, and he's like 90.
just
As if you're poor and you date someone with a huge age gap.
no, so we're 19.
Bill Belichick's like almost.
What,
He's like
70?
60,
But
70.
on
He's
the
in
other
his
side of it,
60s,
you're the
or
gold
70.
digger.
Wait, what?
His
But on the other
girlfriend's
side
younger
of
than me.
it, you're the gold digger. That's
Yes.
what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Oh, this one's crazy loaded.
What is it?
Stealing from the middle class.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Ugh.
Yikes. People put things on the internet.
This
sometimes.
one says like eating the bad parts of an animal, but I think a good thing
The
to
bad
say
part of
is
an
like
animal.
hunting. Maybe
Yeah.
just not a normal part.
Like
Like
an
an
eyeball.
eyeball.
Yeah, like
I love
some
cow.
things
I
are
have a
like
good one.
Like
Like stuff like
brain.
I just made up on my
monkey
own.
brain.
Having
Cow brain.
like the deer heads and stuff,
You
or
never
like
had deer
Like
genital
taxidermy?
before?
having taxidermy in your house
Yeah.
because it's either a deer that you like killed yourself or it's like a wild leopard that's
Taxidermy free.
I'm sorry, but like if it's not like a personal pet or like
I
something that
still
you
think
kill
that's
scary.
and you get it taxidermied, then that's
I
kind of
think
weird
it's
to me.
scary no matter
Even
what.
if it's something, if it's like a because you
It
know
scares me.
so if it
I don't
brings
do
you personal
taxidermy.
enjoyment and it's like an animal you're trying to remember, it's like, hey, look at this, animal that I killed whilst hunting. Cool, man. That's your thing. But if you just like taxidermy for taxidermy,
I think
cool,
that's a
man.
bit weird.
It's just not for me.
I can't.
Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and there is a bear in your living room and you might not be sure if it's alive or not.
What? Oh,
It was my biggest
That would
fear as a
scare me.
kid is when my friends like their dads would hunt and like line to their basement would be like deer heads. I'd be like,
Right.
oh
Yeah.
my god, they're gonna
Yeah.
eat me.
You get
I don't
sleep.
like
You get sleep paralysis. You might see them move.
There's also a
Ugh.
thing.
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I saw this on TikTok. It was, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 accounts of these bodybuilders, and their diet mainly consisted of the testicles of an animal.
Yeah.
And like some
That's
of
where all the
them
flavor is.
would
Liver
like
Kings,
That's where all the
deep
flavor
fry
is.
them, or some of them would just
Ew.
eat them raw.
Yep.
And it's like,
Oh,
that's-
that's lit.
I think that's
That
a bit
is.
excessive.
Yeah.
They're still warm, still good.
And
I
if
was
they
gonna make
weren't
a joke.
popular,
I
if
was
they
gonna try.
if they weren't popular on TikTok, I think that would be really seen as something that's not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I still see it as not okay, even though this person's famous off of that. But
What are you famous for? I eat their genitals
Testicles online.
It's disgusting.
and people pay for it.
This one says not knowing how much money you have.
I could.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Check
just
my
more
bank account
irresponsible on
daily.
both ends.
See,
Yeah.
money just sucks. That's
It
the
does.
moral of this
That's
conversation.
the moral
Yes.
of this story
A good
is
one
money
is-
sucks.
Drug use.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just saw substance
Yeah.
abuse. Rich people
Mhm.
are troubled, whereas poor people are junkies.
Addicts.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes it's just like even the way like I don't know, police
This-
passed down and stuff like that. If it's cocaine or it's crack cocaine.
This one's deep. Haven't
wait, what's the difference between cocaine and crack cocaine?
Longer sentences.
But isn't
Like, well,
both
but like
cocaine.
crack cocaine is typically you get a longer sentence here or handed out with crack cocaine versus like cocaine.
But
It's
we're asking
it's more of
what's
like
the
a slap on the
difference?
wrist.
But what's
Hey
I do
Siri,
think
what's
there
the
is a
difference between
Certain-
crack cocaine and cocaine?
Like the biggest difference is like
No.
certain groups of people use certain substances, so that's why.
They're asking if there is a physical difference between crack cocaine.
There's
One
there's
is
not-
way more delicious.
How do you know?
There's not like a
Read it somewhere.
Oh,
I don't know. I guess just like the best way to put it is like if like an African American gets arrested for having possession of cocaine, they're going to get charged with crack cocaine. They're going to get a larger sentence
okay.
versus like a white frat dude who
So
gets
it's a
arrested with
a
cocaine.
racial thing?
Yeah, he's going to get arrested with
Ew.
coke, and it's not going to be as long of a.
Oh, so there's
residency
no
and stuff
physical
like that.
difference. It's just a title.
There's a difference.
That's how I'm reading it. And it just says that crack is street slang for cocaine, and most of the time people confuse the two and just combine it.
This is from kidshealth.org.
Oh.
Cocaine
Kids
is. I'm not joking. Cocaine is a white powder that comes from the dried leaves of the coca plant, which
Right.
is found in South America. Crack cocaine is a form of the drug that gives a very quick, intense high. Crack it. I'm not going to say how crack is made because that's
If
the
you're
next
brave enough.
sentence. It does imply that there's a difference.
I still think there's
Yeah.
cocaine and coke. I can't go a day without drinking like
Crack
7.
got its name because it crackles when it's heated and smoked.
So cocaine is just pop
Oh.
rocks then.
It is just
yeah,
pop
sounds
rocks.
like it.
But do they have a tasty flavor?
No.
That's the question, isn't it?
You never.
Mix it with some Kool-Aid
They just
mix.
have
Some
negative
mango in there.
consequences.
Let's wrap up the cocaine talk.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
transition.
We can wrap up the episode if we want to.
Gotcha.
Doesn't
That
matter.
sounds easy enough.
Okay. You want to part 2 this?
Let's have a
Okay.
Part 2.
We
We
can
could
part
just
2
about
this.
do this.
No.
Just
Okay.
about
Part two.
cocaine.
So we
why
have to
why are we
part
all
two
bringing cocaine
our
real time?
legal-
No, I'm just kidding.
We brought in powdered sugar today.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we can combine our part 2s to the legal conversation and this one.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we'll be back on Wednesday. Yay!
Woohoo.
Bye.
Great job.
You nailed it.
Well, that was such a quick out of